All right, welcome to the Fairfield Shellfish Commission meeting, October 8th, 2025. We will call to order. We do have a quorum. Present are Sean Cohen, John Short, Bruce Kiefner, and Kendra Wingate. I don't know if it's Zoom line. All right, so we have our approval of our draft meeting minutes of September 10th, 2025. Did everyone have a chance to take a look at those? Make any corrections or changes? Comments?
They look good to me.
I don't see any errors or omissions. I move we approve them.
Do we have Tim tonight or not?
No.
I know because we did have, he was gonna check some budget things, and we had.
No, he's not.
Is that what's on?
Tim has wetlands.
Got it.
You want to second that?
Yeah, I'll second it. Sorry about that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. All right. So we go to committee reports. Clam relay and planting. So we put in the 3,400 clams last month. We approved a relay. The time where the tides are right for a relay would be October 23rd and October 24th. Does anyone know what dates those are, or days of the week that is?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, okay, so probably be the 23rd then, most likely, would be the date that we try to get a relay done. Is that,
Then we have to be closed for 2 weeks.
we'd be closed for 2 weeks, so that would put us into the first week of November. What do you think of that?
Well,
After that, there's no relay, it's over. It gets too late in the year. We push into November and we get below 50 degrees, they're gonna shut the planting.
okay. Okay,
Okay.
What does that involve? Just, I'm new. Sorry.
So if we do a relay, what we do is we hire a commercial boat and we dredge the clams from west of the Penfield Reef, sort of around this, in between the reef and Sunken Island. And then we bring all those clams that we dredge up. Usually we try to get on the boat at like 6 a.m. and drive over to Fairfield, dredge up all the clams, and then have the boat full by high tide at around 12:30 or 1 o'clock. Then we dump all the clams overboard on Sasco Beach and then go back. Once you put those clams in, we have to close for 2 weeks. And then we have to do a water sample and a meat sample in order to reopen. So
Okay.
relay, you're closed for 2 weeks automatically. On that note, I did get a donation of up to 1,000 oysters. We didn't obviously do the event last weekend, but we do have those oysters. So if we wanted to see if the weather's gonna be halfway decent in November, we could try to do something with when the beds reopen.
And we put those, is it similar, is there a 2 week before people can take them?
No, they'll be market.
those will be
Like
marked.
market, we just drop them in and they can,
We can drop them in an hour before. So that can be like, it's basically 1,000 is 10 bags of 100, or
Yep.
just go and scatter them amongst the rocks, the grass, just not in the sand.
I mean, I think the tricky thing when we start getting into the cold weather, we talked about doing the cold weather event last year, is you get a rainy day, you get a cold day, you get a windy day. No one wants to go down to the beach. So I guess the question is, if we're gonna take them, we're gonna put them there. What about the idea of it's not a flash mob, but we chill and we wait for a nice day?
That would be
And then
fine.
we sort of like announce it.
What we could do is announce that we might be having this for
Yep.
permit holders.
Yep.
And we're gonna wait for the day.
Right.
Because the weather's gotta be right.
Right.
And,
It's not like the clam clinic where we can
Right.
generally count on it being good.
so if we look at a couple dates in November and say, okay, it could happen here, or it could happen here, it's really kind of easy, because all we're gonna do is go there, put the oysters in, maybe set up our tent, have some of the little hammers and that, and show people how to find the oysters.
Yep.
You know.
And we can
all that
actually,
kind of
we can put the oysters in advance. In other words, we don't have to wait.
That's right.
Right,
other
but I'm
words,
not gonna dump 1,000 oysters in like a week in advance, because I'll come back for the event and they'll all be picked up. Right?
You think people are scouring along that jetty that much?
I think it's one person sees those things going in, that's it.
They'll tell two friends and they'll tell two friends and then they're gone.
I mean, every time we're doing the relay, it's like, you see people watching and you see them get on their phone and, you know, but, yeah, it
Oh,
could be
boy, yeah.
a couple days before. You know, it's not a big deal, it's just, there's no boat involved or anything, you just walk them out. It's, you know, 10
You
bags
gotta,
is
you gotta
like,
do it at low tide, that's all.
yeah. You know, just doing a market buy of clams is a lot more intense than, still have to pick them up and that, so I'd probably go to, let's see, well, it could be anywhere, Stratford or Norwalk and grab them, oysters.
But a market buy is 3 or 4 times the cost per
Yeah,
piece.
I'm just saying, it's no big deal at this stage to put 10 bags of oysters in, to shake them on the shore. I think we could get that done a day before, so. So it'd be a pop-up, like you said, we'd know that this great November weekend is coming or whatever.
Yep.
And we just,
Well,
see what
particularly,
happens.
Yeah.
particularly if we get this database of emails, we're talking directly to our permit holders.
Yeah.
Right.
So we
That's right.
aren't relying on Facebook or
So we
Instagram
used to
or-
do that, is we used to have the whole email list. Anyone that would buy a permit, their email would go into it, and then the next year it would get added to with new people, so we had this whole long list. And anytime we sent out an email, open and closure notice, whatever, everyone would get the email. But then they changed systems or something like that, and we couldn't do that anymore.
I guess there's a Venn diagram.
Not like it's new technology, we used to do that, we
Well,
just weren't able to do it anymore.
Well, the response that, in reply to my query to Tim
Yeah,
Bishop,
so, yeah.
he said, he followed up and he said, yes, he checked with Parks and Rec, and there is some name for it, but there is a database that they can create.
Mhm.
Then the question would be, he said to me, he said, well, then it's a question of how the commission chooses to use that. And, you know, I don't think it's anything we need to vote on, we just need to say, hey, we're gonna use it to, because I told him, we're gonna use it to recruit commissioners, and not only commissioners, but volunteers.
Mhm.
I have lists of people who signed up to volunteer also. Like, written down on paper if you want those.
I was gonna say, I think we have significant overlap between that list and the people that are following us on social media, but with that in mind, that's the list, they already paid money, they've shown
Yeah.
commitment already. I think that's the best list for direct communication from us to the
They've
community.
either had a permit in the past or they
Yeah.
currently have a permit,
That's
so it's, you have legitimate reason to send out an email that
Agreed.
says,
I agree on all
Yeah,
fronts.
it's a great idea.
so. Yeah, and so, well, we're on relay, so we'll stick on that. Is, so should I schedule a clam relay, try to get one together for October 23rd?
Sure.
And then the oysters, they will get planted if we do an event,
Yeah.
the day before or the morning
I
of.
think that's the way to go with the weather. I forgot, did Tim ever say whether we could get like a permit to do like a bonfire on the beach? I can follow back up on that.
Did you ask?
I think we talked about it and I think it would make a big.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
It'd be awesome. Put it right off to
No.
the side there.
Do they do bonfires on the other side of the
No.
jetty?
No,
No.
there's none.
Okay, that's just
It's-
all
it's-
legal,
It's just Jennings as far as I know.
just Jennings, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that
Yeah,
every so
fire
often you see a pit and it's got.
Oh, I think people always start them, but it's, the town's not
Right,
behind that.
we could find out.
We'll find out if we can get a special thing.
All right, we're gonna go to, anything else on clam relay planting?
No.
No. All right, we'll go to water and habitat quality.
Okay,
Bruce.
year-to-date, in the month of September, we got 2.83 inches of rain. we were open for 20 days and closed for 10. As of this year, year-to-date, we've been closed for 32 days and open for 241.
Open, only closed 32 days. And normally it's like 33%, a third of the season we're closed. This year, 32 days. So with that inch and a half trigger, it's making a difference.
Well, also, we've had a very, very dry
Yeah.
summer. We're 7 inches behind.
Yeah, I think a couple times we got an inch and it was like,
No,
about to
but
close. Well, we would
for
have
the
been
year,
closed.
for the year, our precipitation is down by
Yes.
over half a foot.
Right.
If you garden, you know that big time.
Yes. All right, we'll go to anything else on water and habitat quality? We'll go to permits and access.
Okay, we've sold 151 permits, 22 for residents, for non-residents 22, and for senior 133, for a total of 306. It's kind of interesting that the number of senior permits is almost close to resident permits. I mean, 133 versus 151.
Yeah.
The revenue from that is $5,230 year on year. Well, no, it's not really year on year, but we're at 306 this year. We're at 312 for last year. So we're within shooting distance of.
It makes sense with the seniors because a lot of them are retired and something to do during the day. And,
Right, yeah.
and a lot of seniors clamming.
Yeah.
That may be a good spot for me to see if I can't get something into their monthly newsletter, the senior center.
Oh, yeah. We got to get a post up about, upcoming clam relay and possible oyster stocking to try to get a few more permits sold before the end of the year. And somehow,
Okay, definitely.
Can you get on Facebook?
Yeah, I told you I could.
Oh, you can? Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know why, I just need whatever the code, I guess,
I
or the
can- what-
password to get into
I
that.
can try and log out or log back in. I don't know what that password was. It has it in there.
I know.
So at some point, there's maybe a way to reset it. Do we know who it would go to? Who established the account?
Either, it could have been Allison Savona.
Because it's probably tied to an email address. Ultimately, if you say, I forgot my password, it's probably going to say, give me some of this info.
Yeah,
It definitely wasn't me.
I could just text her and
Okay.
say we're gonna do that. If she gets it, to send us whatever.
So in the relay, in round numbers, what's the volume? How many bushels are?
We'll do anywhere, hopefully, from like 80 to 120 bushels, which is, 100 bushels is about 30,000 clams, I think. I haven't, last time I counted a basket, I thought there was about 270 clams in it. And
Jelly beans in a jar.
there might be more. I mean,
300. It's about the same, right?
I'll be able to figure out the bushels because they're the orange baskets, so we fill them up. So it's like a bushel and a quarter, bushel and a half, and hopefully we can do 100 of them, at least.
And with Jimmy, for the oysters, we're looking at 1,000 or 500?
Yeah, I asked him, give me a price so I got a price from G&B Shellfish, they were 60 cents a piece. So then I got a price from, I went to Jimmy Bloom to get a price, and he said, what are they for? And I told him, and he said, we'll just donate them. How many do you want? And I said, somewhere between, 500 or maybe 1,000. He said, no problem. So what would they cost? $600 for 1,000.
It's 60 cents, obviously, yeah.
All right. So how do we get to that? Where were we at? Permits and access, all right. Anything else on permits and access? We'll get some posts out there and try to sell a few more permits
Mhm.
for some oysters.
Yes.
All right, Southport Beach reopening, no report on that. Commercial shellfish regulations. So I think that I'm gonna work on some commercial shellfish regulations and send them over to Sean and Bruce, and we'll agree. If we agree on them, then we'll have to have a special meeting. So we'll have a special meeting before our meeting and approve those changes. So we have to have a special meeting to invite the public because we're changing regulations.
Does that need to be, when you say special meeting to invite the public, does this count, or it has to be like a?
It has to be I think it has to be a separate meeting from this.
Gotcha.
So what we've done in the past is.
6:30 PM?
Yes, we do one at 6:30.
There we go.
And then, we'd have to do another special meeting for changing the, pricing of the permits. So we could do two of them. I don't know if we could get them both in the same meeting or not. I'll talk to Tim Bishop about it and find out.
Yeah, because I think we do need to, I mean, if we went from 10 to 15, and 20 to 25, just go.
Yeah, so, all right, so we're on commercial, so we'll just, yes, I think we agreed, right?
My thought on this is this is pretty price inelastic. You're either interested in having one of these, in which case 15 or 20 bucks make the same amount of sense to you.
So we'll go back to permits and access. So originally, when I first got on the commission, there had to be 6 or 8 different categories. And there were a bunch of different prices. So we simplified it and made it $10 for the senior, $20 for resident, and $40 for non-resident. And we did that because it was hard to make change, because there was a little metal box that got the money in. It's a lot easier. But now, there's not much cash flowing around, so it's a lot, we're mostly online sales and that, and, yeah, we can raise the prices if we wanna. I don't know. Raise it to $25 for a resident, or $30 for a resident, and $15 for a senior, and leave the non-resident at 40. So it'd be 15, 30, and 40.
I hear what Sean's saying, that, you always get this pushback, especially for the seniors, that they feel that we're seniors, we should get a deal. But taking in mind what you just said earlier, is that there's some seniors that are down there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So if
We
you're
could just make
paying.
resident, non-resident if you want.
Yeah, but if you're spending $20 as a senior, because
Yeah.
you've got more time and it's something you love to do, not 10, but $20, you're gonna get,
You go 20 times, it's a bucket time.
So-
if you go to the grocery store,
The bag of
They're
12
$1.50
clams
a
is
piece.
$20, yeah.
I mean, for one,
That's what I'm saying.
So, so what are you saying?
I'm thinking that there'll be maybe pushback, but if you go, hey, it's 20 and,
So if we lose 10 people, but we gain, and we still sell 100 senior permits, we're gaining $1,000 extra dollars, but.
You know
we only
what I
lost
would, I
$100.
would say, let me ask you this, can we, so I went to my 40th high school reunion on Saturday, and it was $140 for an open bar and some really shitty food, excuse me on that recorded call. There's also an attachment in there that said, we would like this event to be inclusive. If there is anybody to which this price is too high and that will keep you from coming, please talk to us and we can work out something. We're here not to profit maximize. We're here to be a service to the people of Fairfield. So if we raise the prices, as we can and should do, but we also have, if there's a side thing that says, if you'd like a permit but you have a problem with the amount, please contact us and we'll have a conversation. If it's really at the $5, I would hate for somebody to have that be the reason they don't do it. I don't think it'll probably be the reason, but I don't know. Does that make any sense or no?
I think it's kind, but I think it's impractical because.
It could be an unwritten policy. So someone wanted a permit. They lived in Fairfield years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so they wanted to go clamming one more time. Guy was 95 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to spend the $40 on the permit
Mhm.
to go clamming once. So they called me, and I said, listen, you know what? I'll take the guy clamming down on my permit.
Mhm.
And he can take the clams and this and that. He even fell in the water. He got the clam. I brought him to a honey hole. I knew where the
Yeah.
And he was so happy that they gave me a $20 tip, and I just gave that to the town
Yep.
as his permit, and that was that. So, there's a possibility that there might be a few people. If they're living in Fairfield, it shouldn't be a problem, but
I mean-
I'd say leave it as unwritten. If someone says, hey, I can't pay that.
I'm fine with that too.
and
By
then
the way,
we'll
anybody
say,
that can't
"What can
pay,
you
I'll pay their $5.
If you can pay the original, the $10 that we used to,
Yep.
I'm sure it would fly.
Agreed.
I like to leave it where everyone pays. I don't know freebies or anything like that, but if it was a certain situation, yeah, we can always
Well-
consider that.
But also bear in mind, when you do a market buy, which we've done, how much are you paying per clam? 70 cents.
I don't know, what did it cost last time? 1,000, it's 3,400 clams, and I paid $1,000 for them. So what were they, like 34 cents a piece?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, so 34 cents a piece.
But oysters would be 60 cents. Which is a bargain. Our cost. It doesn't include any of the quote overhead, maybe volunteer, but there's no small amount of work in making that happen.
Right, but the
So-
work were volunteers, so that's a nil. No, it does mean something. So here's the thing, is when I started on the Shellfish Commission, we had about somewhere between $26,000 and $30,000 in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
As I read our statement today, we have $31,555 in the bank.
Yep.
So that means we're still able to do everything we do.
Right.
And put all those clams out there and still have more money than 10 years ago, 11 years ago when I started on the commission.
The
So
town,
obviously the price is right,
Mhm.
and obviously the volunteer and the conservation department and all that. But I think all you were saying was, if someone said, hey, I can't afford the increase, like, I only have $30 a month to play with, and that's gonna eat,
Yep.
the other 20 is for birthday cards for my grandkids. Yeah, we could probably make an exception, I don't see a
Yep.
problem.
Westport charges $30
Mhm.
for Connecticut residents.
Nothing for seniors, no
And
break?
$15 for,
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna set a special meeting to have this discussion. Because we wanted to move on this meeting tonight. All right, so we're going back to commercial shellfish regulations, so we'll agree on coming up with some regulations and setting a special meeting before the end of the year to put in commercial shellfish regulations. Oyster bed development. So right now what's going on is Mill River Wetland Committee is doing their estuary tour, and they're adding some shell to some of the area that we shelled up earlier. So I think there'll be another approximately 20 bushel going in right now. The oysters that we use for the demonstration will need to be planted. Their last tour is on the 13th.
there's one on the 10th.
Yeah, but the last one is on the 13th.
Right.
So I'm just talking about the oysters will need to be planted after we're done with them. So after the 13th, at some point, those oysters that are hanging on the dock will need to be put somewhere. So I talked about that Riverside Drive property that said we could access the creek through their yard. I was thinking maybe we'll bring down some buckets of shell and throw those oysters on it. It'd be like a 1 or 2 hour thing. And
We couldn't put those oysters in Sasko because it's not approved.
we can't put them there unless they're 2 inches.
Oh,
Because they need 6 months of growing time to get to 3 inches so they could decorate. No, so no, there's,
you're talking about the spat. Are you talking
No,
spat?
so
or
we
the
have-
bags?
We're using the bags of oysters that we're using to demonstrate in
Yeah,
that
right.
tank and everything, right? Those oysters need to be planted somewhere this year.
Right.
So since they're over the size, we can't throw them on Sasco because then there needs 6 months depuration. So we're just gonna take them and put them up in the creek. It's just, as biomass, so just as spawners. When we do them through the spat, since we're on this, we pulled a couple spat collectors and are showing the kids that. And we didn't get a ton of oysters, we got some. Not enough where we need a day to do anything. But we got some decent oysters, right?
Yeah.
They're about 1.5 inches right now. They grew
Size of a quarter.
really, really fast.
Pretty amazing in 3 months.
So those maybe we'll bag up and save for you guys for next year. But the ones that are bagged now, we're just moving. So this weekend I'm busy and I gotta see my schedule. But it'll be sometime in October, November. Anything else on oyster bed development?
I did see a lot of oysters in the marina, in the channel there, when the tide was lower.
Oh yeah,
There were
there's
a
a
lot
ton
of
of
oysters
oysters.
on the rock.
Yeah, there were
Yeah.
none in there. When I first started in the commission, there were none. Now that's loaded in there.
They're the same.
Yeah, I
That's-
couldn't get over the difference.
Blame the commission for clogging up the.
A lot of
The
oysters.
harbor.
Same thing in Southport Harbor.
Yeah.
Walls. seawalls.
All right, we'll go to communications. So we're gonna do some posts about relay coming up, possible oyster event.
Hmm.
Probably have to stay in touch so that we can look at some dates, weather and stuff like that. When is our meeting in November? November, is it 14th or?
Let me look 1 second.
Anything else on communications?
Ken's been posting regularly.
It's going to be the 12th, November 12th.
Okay. All right, so we may have everything together by then. So if I do the relay on the 23rd, we don't want to do anything with those oysters until after the 7th, if we open on the 7th or in that time frame there, the 6th or the 8th, or as long as we pass everything. So, yeah, we'll probably have the meeting, or it might be the weekend before the meeting, depending on the weather. All right. Nothing else on communications. Just on communications, Kendra, what was that program you had to use, or Lacey used for you, or Nicole used for you, that we wanted to possibly get a subscription to?
It was the Neighborhood magazine. Is that the one you're referring to?
No. You had Nicole make you a flyer online. And
Oh,
post
yes,
it.
that was one of the,
And there's
yeah,
a
that was
site,
the
you said
Canva.
she has the site or the app.
yeah. No, I mean, it's an app that you purchase. It's
What
called
is the
Canva.
app so that we can possibly get the app?
Mm-hmm. It's
What
called
is it?
Canva,
Okay,
Canva. It's an app that allows you to create flyers, like
okay.
promotional flyers. Mm-hmm.
And what do you probably pay, like $7.99 a month for this thing, or
I will check right now.
you look into it and maybe we can get an account
Sure.
and we can
Yeah,
run it
that'd be
through
awesome.
the conservation department if they have a credit card. or
Okay, they did. Okay, sure. They did say that they didn't mind sharing, because it was
Yeah,
I think it's a town app. But
if we can get on their subscription, yeah, that would be great. But I don't want
Yeah.
you go into the conservation department to have them make us flyers and things like that. They have a lot of stuff to do. and
Okay.
They, that for when we actually need them to really do stuff. So,
Okay, I'll
so
find
you're
out
looking
if
at that
I can just share their
pricing.
account.
and then we'll find out if we can get on the conservation department's.
Yeah, I'll see if I can share their account.
Okay.
Okay, I'll call her tomorrow.
Says it's free.
It says it's free. Free
I
forever or
used
free
it before.
for?
I think you use it and then they try and get you on a.
No, you can get started for free. They give you a little offer, but it's not free. But
You can
I'll
explain
find out, and I'll send an
a shot
email.
of what you do without paying. But that.
So it's
there's-
nice, it's got a logo maker and all that? That's, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's see if we can share theirs. If not, we'll see if we can get our own.
Okay,
all right.
Perfect.
Upwellers, so, we didn't run them, but Fairfield U is doing estuary tour, and I'm supposed to join them. And I wanted to show them the upwellers. So on Monday, the 13th, after the Mill River estuary tour, I'm gonna go over and start up the upwellers and throw a few oysters in there. So that when Fairfield U comes and looks at it, they might be interested in actually helping the Shellfish Commission, like by running it for us or something like that. So, because they have classes that do that, or at least helping out with the running of it in the future, if you guys wanted to run it. So, that's the plan on the upwellers, is to hopefully start them up on the 13th. Hopefully the weather's good, finish the Mill River thing, go over there. So if anyone wants to come down, the Mill River wetland, the estuary tour ends at 12:40 on Monday. I have to go back to work till 2:30, so I'll probably be down there 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Where is it?
South Benson.
Okay.
The blue boxes.
At the ramp.
Oh,
You've been there.
wait, you're talking about for the upwellers?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about, you said there's Mill River
Oh,
Estuary.
you want to do this? Yeah, the
What is-
estuary tour is over by the boat ramp. So what we do is,
Oh, yeah.
You know where the helicopter landing pad is there?
so we have a table and we have all the oysters, we put them out
I
in
know
our
what you mean.
spat collectors, and then we shake the bags and all these fish fall out and crabs, and we have like a big tank. So now they're gonna move us over to the grass, because we got different students coming, so we're gonna have 2 tables. So, I think there's a lot of fish.
So it's where we do the spat stuff?
Yeah.
What time is that?
What is it, Bruce? So Monday, it's,
Well, it,
Monday, the 13th, it's Columbus Day.
it's 9:20 to 10:50. It's
then
an hour and a half
well, there's one after it too, so it's 9:50 till
till 12:40.
12:40.
So it's really 9 o'clock till 1.
Yeah, it's 4 hours. There's one on Friday also.
There's a rain date too.
Yeah, well, we won't worry about the rain date right now.
No.
'Cause either way, I gotta do the thing.
Monday is supposed to be rainy.
It is supposed to rain? I don't know. So I have the day off in Bridgeport and Fairfield doesn't, and they're running that field trip and I'm gonna go over and book. So I'm gonna be in Lake Ontario and I gotta drive back to come do that.
We're in Lake Ontario.
Pulaski with salmon coming.
I went to school in Oswego. Right on the lake.
I
went to school there.
Oh, you went to school in Oswego? Oh, okay. I've only fished Oswego once. All right, we'll get off of upwellers. So the 13th, I'm gonna start them up. If anyone wants to come down, I'll be there between 3 and 4. Monday, the 13th. All right, reports from the Conservation Department. Our shellfish fund balance is $31,555.40 as of September 30th, 2025. As reported, shellfish permits 2025-306 as of September 30th, 2025. As reported, our closure period was open 240 days and closed 32 days this year. And our budget status is no report. Old business, none. So new business, transition to new commission chairman. So I've been the chair for a long time, and obviously someone's gonna take over the chairman. And there's a lot of stuff that I do and know that no one's been doing in that, so I don't know what's the best thing I should do. Meet with you, or should I make lists of how to do this and how to do this?
I think we need to do both. I think that, number one, we need to document it, what's involved in these things. Number two, you can hang on through the end of January. And thirdly, if you're not a commissioner, it doesn't mean you can't participate. And I wouldn't think that you would.
So I think that we'll document, and then if you guys decide to do certain things, obviously you're going to, I have the, the good contacts with like the harvesters we use in that, so I'd have to introduce you whoever's,
The challenge,
you know.
well, we can talk about it offline, but the challenge that we have is that I really have a committee of one.
Yeah, but there's gonna be new people coming onto the commission, so hopefully we can find the right people. I am gonna suggest that if there is a lawyer that wants to be on the commission, that, it might not be a bad idea coming up. So, I think,
Also, when you onboard Sean, can we know of when you would sit and discuss all of that, just so that we can sit in on that as well, if we're able?
so I have to figure it out because the problem is that if there's 4 people, then it's a quorum. And then if it's 2 people from the same political party, then it's a problem also. So I may have to write all this stuff up and then give it to Bruce, because I'm not supposed to meet with Bruce, because you're Republican, right?
I mean, we can meet, we can't meet as a group, but 2 people can meet.
Well, that's a caucus then. So, yeah, that's ridiculous.
I don't believe that's true. I think that,
Didn't we went to the Roberts rules, I thought that was the case.
no,
But,
I will confirm with my wife, who knows it very, very well.
yeah, all right. Well, I'm not gonna do anything where we get a group together and then, someone files a complaint against me or something like that. So, but we'll get all that together. So we'll meet it as we can, and then I'll try to make lists of things and all the things we have done. And yeah, you'll have my number. So.
That way, just,
people here,
the
obviously,
more
Sean's not gonna
knowledge
re-up.
we all have, the better.
So Sean's not gonna re-up. I guess you're gonna run for chairman?
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Uh,
And I don't know if Lizette's gonna re-up, so there might be 3 open positions.
We
Okay.
nominated months ago. Bruce was the only one nominated, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll have to definitely look at all the applications that are in for,
We have to see what we're dealing with, because right now, we have a non-participatory group,
Right.
which
So-
doesn't work.
well,
Period.
yeah, it's, you'll have to work with, so you have to adjust to the people you have as to what you do. In the past, we had a lot of people that
Yep.
all work together, a lot of, people that wanted to do it. Well, we have like 6 people at a time working on cleaning those downwellers and things like that. So it's just we had that group at the time. Now, we have a different group right now, and there's gonna be even a different group in 3 months. So
We'll see what happens.
it's gonna be,
Well, let's see who we're dealing with. We're gonna cast our net and see.
Who will we, so who's left? Bruce, myself, and who's the third?
you and Cindy.
Cindy, okay.
Yeah.
And also, the field trips, I thought those were great. So I would definitely be interested in doing the lion's share of those moving forward next
Yeah.
year on.
So we'll talk about that in other. All right.
Okay.
That's good though. All right, so I'll get that together. I think also is if it looks like I'll probably end up having to stay till January, because by the time you find somebody, then they have to go through the process. It could be a couple months.
They have to be approved by the RTM.
Yeah.
They have to
Could
get
you just
approved.
run this for a second? Excuse me?
Yep.
Hello?
You're on.
Oh, hi. Hey, listen, I'm in my Shellfish Commission meeting. Can I go right back? All right. Sorry about that. It came up as Karen Hood. So I answered it. All right. So a few things, if I end up staying till January, is a few things we need to work on is those the commercial shellfish regulations, changing the permit costs, and possibly the shellfish management plan. We should try to update it a little bit, at least to get rid of things that are in there that don't pertain to today.
I think that's the least of our worries, but we can do it.
What are our worries, though?
Well, we need to get commissioners, and we need to figure out, get a body of people who want to be engaged,
Right. So,
and which is.
right, but you'll see with the people you have as to what engagement and what you're gonna do. So, programs that ran in the past, you may not have the people that can actually do that.
Oh,
Like,
I understand.
you have to find people that are gonna love, that have the love, that wanna go and commit to cleaning the oysters in that machine. If you tell people to do it, it's not the same. So hopefully you get people that do that. But there will be 3 other people sitting in these chairs, it's a guarantee. All the commissions always pick up new people, and people have new ideas and that,
I'll
so.
find out whom I get from Jen tomorrow.
I mean, a reasonable thing, what about a short, I don't know, 6-point thing, what to expect as a commissioner? And it could be active, forward-leaning descriptions of
Right.
hands-on type things, meetings to theorize, hands-on to clean, to run programs with, and you can just hand it to people and say, hey, this is what we're looking for, is this of interest to you? At least that probably will keep things honest
There's
on the way
certain
in.
things we did in the past that we don't need to do anymore. There's no reason to keep doing them, such as the spat collectors. We did that to get oysters because we couldn't afford to buy seed, right? And, we did certain things like collecting shell for certain projects, like to do our spat on shell. Well, we wouldn't really need to do spat on shell anymore because we basically have shell and we just put it on the bottom. We've learned that that's the easiest way to do it. As for the spat collectors, we started doing that to get oysters, and then we got the downwellers set up to grow those out. But now that there's a new hatchery in town and we have a good relationship in the state, and we have a good relationship with that grower who has said they would give us, we only grow, the maximum we've grown was 100,000 oysters. I mean, to get that much seed wouldn't be a problem. So you can start eliminating some of the stuff. If you say, well, it's a great learning thing, but
I
it was
think,
never set up to be a learning
I
thing.
think that there are 2 things we need to do. 1, we want to continue the clam clinic, and 2, obviously, because clams aren't there naturally, you have to do relays / market buys, i.e. stock.
We've always done that, though.
No,
Commissions from before till now, the clam clinic, we've got that, you guys got that down. That's something that can be done and replicated over and over. That's easy. Same with buying the clams.
But I would also mention that the person that does it is you. Nobody else, when it comes to market buy, the person that figures out the tide, the weather, makes contact with the vendor, whoever it may be, meets the vendor, goes out in the boat, it's 7 a.m.
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess,
I'm just, John, I'm not saying that I can't do it,
right.
but what I'm saying is that those things are
Right, I
something that
just
you
do
do
them
that are easy for you because you're familiar with it and you enjoy doing it and so on.
Right.
But if there isn't somebody to fill that role, it's challenging.
Right, so, like I said, I'm not moving, and you can ask me if I'd be willing to help out in this first year and transition you guys into doing that stuff. As for the relay, like the part on the boat, you really just ride on the boat. I help sort all the clams, but you don't have to do that. And, yeah. It's coordinating, with Tim Bishop and Tom Course, and Tom Course is also only gonna be around for a year. But JP, he pretty much knows everything now. They know how pretty much everything goes too. So like on a market buy, the hardest part really for anyone would be, that I took care of, was getting the clams, like physically getting them from the
Mhm.
harvester to the harbor. So, sometimes I drive one of their trucks, sometimes I put it in my pickup truck. That's, conservation department has gone down. So in the future, it may just be that you have to set up with the conservation department to go pick up the clams, bring them to the boat, and meet them at the boat and go out and drop the clams in.
Right.
So those guys are pretty well versed in that. As for the relay, that's another story, but if you keep using the same harvester, or if that transfers to someone else, I'll explain. That's
No, I
also
mean,
not so bad.
certainly, as you mentioned, we can write down the details and work that out.
So the first time I did it was the first time it had happened in a long time with like the relay. And it was interesting, yeah, but it got done, and I had to go through all those things. So it'll be easier for the next person because it's all laid out on how to do it. First time we did it, we brought a big boat in, harvested clams, transferred them all to a smaller boat, Jim Saucy's boat, and then went back and forth and back and dumped them all in and then went back in. So we've streamlined it. The permitting is pretty streamlined. That's pretty easy to do now. It was very complicated in the past. So, yeah, the next person, whoever's doing it, will catch on pretty quick. I'll help you out.
We've all seen the movie Moneyball, right?
Oh, it's my favorite movie.
So, well, first of all, I grew up with the director, Bennett Miller. But you're not replacing Giambi or Johnny Damon here. I think you're buying runs. So at a certain point, much of what John has done is going to need to be spread across multiple people.
That's it. My wife just moved yesterday. We've seen Moneyball 400 times. I said, and I'll watch it again right now. She wanted to put a different movie on. I'm watching that movie. It's, what movie was it? Oh, the one where the girl sings. What's her name? Kendra. Anna Kendrick.
Mhm.
All right. So we'll work on we got a little bit of time possibly now with the information you got today.
Yep.
So that's good. All right. Informational, anything? Bruce, you got any?
Just to round up the Instagram, we are up another 36 plus followers in the past since the last meeting, so we're at 862.
All right, so you gotta get some of these followers to start buying some hats and shirts.
I know. I'll post it again. And
Just
then we have
repost
4
every
point.
couple weeks.
Good work, Kendra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we
We
did sell a
want
couple.
buyers, not followers.
And then, so on that informational is, I have a big bin full of hats and T-shirts that someone's gonna have to take and be the one that has to figure out how to get someone their hats or their shirts.
I'll take that.
Okay. I just put them on my
I'm
phone.
I'm a retail manager.
We just have them at conservation, like a little name on them, come pick them up.
Yeah, it used to be easier at conservation. I'll see if they wanna do it, but I don't like to add anything to what they do in there. It's, yeah, I know. It'd be easier. Yeah, it'd be a lot easier at Parks and Rec. Gosh, we'd not sell a ton of them.
Or we did it down at Parks and Rec.
Well, if you'd like, I'm happy to sell those.
Alright, so pretty soon I'll be.
And just to finish, 4.2 views in the month. So the most, when people, the most you can do is
4,200?
show them, and 4.2 thousand views from
So
September 8th to October 8th.
then you gotta get that permit, get that to sell some permits, post something about the oysters we're gonna put in and the clams. Get all those people.
Yes,
to-
I will.
Does that kid still dance around?
Also, maybe we could do a clam clinic. Do you think we could do a clam clinic in the spring and one in the fall?
No,
Couple $100 for that kid?
What, in the spring and the fall?
clam clinic, 2 of them.
No, just one. One a year, that's it.
Okay.
In the,
Okay.
we might wanna do something else. We've done things in the past such as, we used to have a clam clinic, and then we've done pop-up clinics where we just set up a small tent with a table to sell permits, and we have a few rakes, we'll let people go out clamming. We used to do the movies down at the beach, with a tent, and then, that's about it. So this fall thing is something new, since we're not doing a spat collector day, we're thinking about the, actual oyster day, so, all right.
something fun for the town to get involved in,
Anything else on information?
residents and.
Boy, I probably had something, but I can't remember it.
We don't
I
need-
also did make a bunch of calls through the weeks since our last meeting with regards to seeing if there is any grant money or any money available through the state for a new boat. So I'm working on that.
Okay.
Mention Redgate.
No, why did you do that? Don't do that ever. All right, we gotta end the meeting. Someone make a motion to end the meeting.
I'll make a motion to end the meeting.
Move that we adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion adjourned.